Secondly, to get Jay and his family here on time. And thirdly, to humiliate him during the speech. But before I get onto that, I also need to thank a few people. The groom's parents, Jan and Wayne. Thank you for raising such a fine young man. Janet, if it wasn't for your love and dedication, he wouldn't become the domestic god he is today. I'm pleased to hear he's now stopped saying, "Mum, what's for tea?" And he now says, "Jenny, where's my dinner?" I'm sure Janet will be more than happy to give you a few tips about how he likes his dinner cooked, and his bed made, his house clean.
Don't forget the cup of tea in bed.
And the cup of tea in bed. Obviously, the bride's parents, Andy and Mary, I'm sure you all agree they've done a great job of raising Jenny. Still not sure who she inherited a laugh from, though. And I do, and I do know that Jay was very nervous when he asked Andy for Jenny's hand in marriage. Not because of the huge responsibility of taking away his youngest daughter, but because of the famous Boxing Day party where Jay redecorated his spare room, landing, bathroom, and his best shooting socks.
Why was that, Rob?
Yeah.
I will take some responsibility for that.
Yeah.
Next, the bridesmaid, Stacey White. I'm sure you've never seen a more beautiful bridesmaid. If I was 16 years younger. And a big thanks to Nicola and Lexi who organised the hen do. A great night by all accounts. Although I have been reliably informed that any night which involves a giant inflatable penis is enjoyable. You don't ask, believe me, ask Jenny. And finally, a big thank you to the owner of this venue. I'm sure you agree, great location, great food, great drink. Yeah. I'll also be pleased to hear that Jenny, known to many of us as Monica out of Friends, has volunteered to clean after we leave. Next, the part of the speech Jay's been looking forward to. Over the last 31 years, me and Jay have been through thick and thin. Thankfully, most of mine were thin. For those who don't know, me and Jay were introduced at a week old. When I first met Jay, he was lying on his back, semi-naked, crying, and able to control his own bladder function. Just like last time. But because I've known him so long, I had an infinite number of stories I could use to humiliate him. So Jay decided to give me a list of the ones I couldn't use. But I will name a few. First one, losing his passport while skinny dipping in Thailand. Being handcuffed but narrowly arrested in Tijuana in Mexico. Narrowly avoiding arrest in Las Vegas. Being arrested in Melbourne was a common theme. Riding off a moped at 11 AM in Thailand on the way home from a full moon party. Slightly intoxicated. And finally, hugging his mugger in Birmingham. There are a lot more stories.
How much?
An explanation for these can be found later at the bar. However, I was allowed to discuss the stag do. A long weekend named in honour of Jay, J-Watch. 11 of Jay's closest friends headed to Newquay for some coastal walks, reading of books, and some bird watching. Prior to the stag do, Jay was not told a lot about what was in store for him, apart from the fact he had to wear an outfit for Saturday night. As we spent the first couple of days watching other stag parties with the grooms walking past as ballet dancers, gay police officers and gimps, Jay began to look worried. And after 2 days, you could actually smell the fear. By 4 o'clock on Saturday, Jay was a shaking, nervous wreck. And Liam will vouch for that. However, to be fair to him, on Saturday evening, he applied his fake tan and his Baywatch outfit. I've never seen a better looking 6'1", slightly overweight, ample-chested, blonde Pamela Anderson all of my life.
Hey, touche.
Slow motion run through the crowded streets of Newquay. It was definitely what happened. Yeah, DVD is on time. However, as well as being a great sport, Jay has also many attributes that have made him a great best mate. And I also believe they'll make him a great husband. He's well-travelled, well-educated, well-mannered.
Keep going, keep going.
He has an excellent job. He's smart, funny,
Yeah, like it.
bright. And if you stand next to him, he makes you look a lot better looking. And Anyway, after 23 years of watching Jay attempting to find his future wife in many dark and dingy nightclubs of Kidderminster and the world, trying to use a blend of shocking John Travolta dance style moves, and his chat lines included his world famous chat line, "Alright darling, how's your mum?" Which I've actually used in her on many occasions, unsuccessfully.
You told it me.
But after 23 years, he was fortunate to come with me to a little slice of heaven in North Wales called Sandy Beach. For those of you who've not been to Sandy Beach, you poor people, it is a tranquil, beautiful slice of paradise carved into the North Wales coast, which is only ruined by a group of noisy alcoholics known as the Anglesey Lads. But it was on this beach in the summer 2003 that I took Jay to a bonfire. This is where he first heard Jenny. Just you could tell then she was special. Later that night, over the bonfire, their eyes met. Thankfully, because of the dark, Jenny couldn't tell that Jay was so pale. And Jay couldn't tell that Jenny was a ginger. But as they walked home down the beach, with the sound of crashing waves in the background, their love started to blossom. And finally, at the slipway, they had their first kiss.
Oh.
Now, some 8 years on, I'm delighted that on that weekend, Jay managed to find a woman that puts up with his infatuation with Manchester United, match of the day, golf, and the Sun newspaper. Yeah. She is also a woman who's intelligent, hilariously funny, understanding, incredibly hardworking, and I'm sure you'll all agree, extremely beautiful.
Yay.
I honestly believe she'll make an amazing wife and brilliant mother if and when you're lucky enough to start a family. Before I make the toast, would you all fill your glasses? You all got glasses? Mr. and Mrs. Richards, many young people today ask themselves a question. How will you know when you've met the one? Well, with you two, I think it's obvious you have. All of us here wish you a long, happy and fruitful marriage. And although in a few days you'll be heading back to Dubai, always know that your friends and family will be close with you. Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom.
What a dream.
There you go. Cheers, buddy.
Three.
My dad won't say